This is The Fifth Estate, a conversation between young African scholars from the Fort Hall School of Government and Professor Mutahingunyi. This Sunday, we will flip our argument of last week in which we asked the Kikuyus to climb down. Today, we will send a backdated internal memo to William Ruto. It's a public memo from His Excellency the President. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, greetings and well wishes from the Fort Hall School of Government. We send you this backdated memo because we suspect that you did not receive it. And we call it backdated because Raila Odinga received it 3 months ago and he has started acting on it. And we send it to you urgently because you need to change tact. You need to read the mood of the nation. Mr. Ruto, sir, the country is tired of politics. What we want now is leadership, not politics. And Uhuru's backdated memo was a call to leadership. Raila received the memo, but you did not. And this is why we are sending it to you urgently.
Dear Mr. Ruto, paragraph 1 of Uhuru's memo is a testimony from Raila. It is a testimony of tragedy. If Raila had stuck with Kibaki after the 2002 election, he would be president today. In fact, Uhuru would be struggling to inherit him in 2022. However, every president in waiting, like Raila after 2002, has a challenge. And the challenge is not his ability to wait, but his ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. And because Raila was incapable of a good attitude while waiting, he could not inherit Kibaki. Today, Raila is wiser. He understands that you do not rush things. Anything worth having is worth waiting for. If your attitude as you wait is that of entitlement, like Raila after 2002 election, you will lose. And that is why Raila has abandoned kitendawili politics for diplomacy. His waiting tactics have changed because he received the memo. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, you need to read Uhuru's memo. He wants to make you president, but you have to wait, and you have to wait on his terms. Zero option. Raila has understood this, and if you are not careful, sir, Raila will take your birthright.
Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, paragraph 2 of Uhuru's internal memo is about you. It is about how he will make you president and how he must make you president on his own terms. Raila did not want to become president on Kibaki's terms. He lost. He is still wandering in the political wilderness of losers. But now he is wiser. He does not mind becoming president on Uhuru's terms. However, you, Mr. Ruto, sir, want to become president on your own terms. Yet presidents are made in boardrooms. Show me a self-made president and I will show you the horrifying work of unskilled labor. And this is why we write to you, sir. Esau in the Holy Bible spent all his time in the fields doing political rallies, but his twin brother, Jacob, spent all his time at home plotting how he will inherit his father. In the end, Esau lost. Mr. Ruto, sir, the second paragraph of Uhuru's memo is simple. The country needs leadership, not politics. Politics is what Esau did to please his father. Leadership is what Jacob did by staying still and waiting.
Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, the third paragraph of Uhuru's internal memo is a story. But it is also a paradox. It begins by stating that if you wait until you're ready, you will wait for the rest of your life. And that is why you have started campaigning for the presidency early. There is nothing wrong with it. However, there is also a paradox here, and it is a story. It is about two fathers and their sons. The first father, Mr. Shi, had two sons. One loved learning, the other loved war. The first son learned philosophy and was made a tutor. The second son learned war strategy and was made a general. Then there was a second father, Mr. Meng. When he heard of the success of the Shi brothers, he sent his own sons to follow their example. His first son learned philosophy, but his cleverness threatened the king. He was castrated. The second son displayed military genius, but was not made a general. Instead, the king broke his legs. Both families did exactly the same thing, but the results were different. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, make no assumptions.
Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, do not fall for the trap that the second father, Mr. Meng, fell for. He did not read the rhythm of the times. He refused to engage with the mood of the nation. He did what the oracles of old did. He followed the instructions of habit. Mr. Ruto, sir, maybe you have trust issues with Kikuyus, and maybe Uhuru has trust issues with you. But politics is not about trust. Trust is about romance, and politics is about interests. Whether you trust Uhuru or Uhuru trusts you, it's all irrelevant. Leadership is not about romance. It is not about hugs and kisses. It is about interests. And the interests of the people you both represent are the same. These interests will make you president, sir. And that is why Uhuru is inviting you, sir, to shift from politics to leadership. Politics is about elections, and leadership is about the next generation. Politics is about action. Leadership is about vision. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, the fourth paragraph of Uhuru's memo is a polite request. If he has tamed Raila and his kitendawili politics, it is not too much to ask you to shift from politics to leadership.
Sometimes Uhuru thinks in Kikuyu and then he talks in English. And that is why I need to translate Uhuru's frustrations from Kikuyu to English for the benefit of my friend William Ruto. To fix government, Uhuru needs leaders, not politicians. A politician in Kikuyu language is known as Muteti, and a leader is known as Mutogoria, and the two are very different. A politician or Muteti is a complainer, a person with a gift of commotion. But a leader or Mutogoria is literally the person who goes to the front, a person who is the first one. And like Moses in the Holy Bible, a leader does not excite crowds. His speech may be limited. Instead, he directs crowds, speech or no speech. That is why he is called a leader. To the Kikuyus, therefore, Mutetis or people with the gift of complaining are sent to parliament. But Mutogoria or leaders are sent to the growth industry. Uhuru is therefore inviting Ruto to be a Mutogoria or a leader. A politician is about elections, but a leader is about vision. And Uhuru is asking Ruto to talk vision, not elections. And on this one, I am inclined to agree with Uhuru. I'm tired of elections. I want vision.
And now, our final thought. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, you are in a prisoner's dilemma. You are like this prisoner in Greek mythology called Daedalus, who was locked up with his son Icarus. While in prison, Daedalus the father, who was a great Athenian architect, came up with a brilliant idea for escaping prison. He built two sets of wings, one for himself and one for his son Icarus. The wings were made of feathers and wax. They were designed to help them fly out of prison. But before the two escaped, the father warned his son Icarus not to get too excited of flying. In particular, he warned him not to fly too high because the sun will melt the wax on his wings. However, because Icarus was young, he did not heed his father's warning. He flew too close to the sun, and the wax in his wings melted. He fell and died. Dear Mr. Ruto, sir, the job of deputy president is made of wings that are fashioned with wax. If you fly too close to the sun, the wax will melt and you will fall. But if you lie low, you will become boss.